What's up, guys? RTDE here, coming back to you guys today with some Tom Clancy's The Division gameplay, and today we're going to be talking about a couple things as far as endgame content, some of the other patch notes that they said they've just released. I'll be reading some patch notes that I was sent on here, as well as some of the other stuff that has just came out as far as on the map. So you can actually see some little trinkets and stuff like that, a couple little teasers, if you will, of some of the where the incursion will actually be located on the map of New York, which is kind of cool. So let's just take a look at that first. So when you look at your map here, you can see all the different stuff here, and then I don't know if people have noticed, but when you zoom in further, it does show more and more stuff. So when you zoom in close enough, you can actually see like all the intel and stuff like that. So when we want to go, we're going to go over here. So see this mission here? Look at this. You zoom into it, you can actually see the location of the incursion right there. So that's what it's called. It's called Falcon Lost. It says find the missing Joint Task Force Patrol and stop the Last Man Battalion from massing inside the underground facility. So this is going to be the first incursion location, and you can see right there on the top right, on the top left, it says coming soon in free update. Difficulty is going to be on hard. So those of you who haven't played anything on hard yet, only on normal, you're going to want to get your gear up so you can actually prepare for this. And it says apparently they're adding something new, which is called a minimum gear recommended score. So you're going to have a gear score now, and this is saying 150 now. I'm pretty sure in that update they're actually going to tell us exactly how or what we can see our actual score rating at. Unless they already add it right now. And this reward says it's going to give you a mission, it's going to give you a set item. So let's go over to our stuff here, and I don't see anything that tells us what our gear rating is per se. I'm not seeing anything here. So this is my gear. Let me see here. So if we go into it, I don't see anything that tells us what the gear is. So I'm pretty sure if you have all purples, you'll be pretty good to get into that there, as well as maybe some other stuff here. So I can let's see here, pop this on. There we go. That's everything that I had that I can do. That's high end. I think I may even have one more piece. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So I've been doing some tweaking around, stuff like that. So that was just a little thing about the new DLC. Like I said, I don't even know what the hell I'm going to call this video, but it's just going to be me talking about some stuff that's Division related. So now I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the secrets of how I found out how this game works and how you want to get your stats up and about. So check this out. So firearms you see right here is 2,991 as opposed to stamina, which is 1,681. So now if you multiply stamina times 2 to give you effectively 2,000 stamina, that will not give you 1,300 or 134,000 health. It'll give you some around 100,000, let's just say. So if you do that times 2. So therefore, there's something skewing the difference between why firearms equals 134,000 and why health at 1,600, almost 1,700, only equals barely a little over a third of what that is. So let's go take a look here. We're going to go inside the base of operations, and we're going to exactly find out what's going on here. So there's a couple little things you can come up with to find out why this is. And some of these armor pieces have certain abilities on them that allow you to actually gain a certain stat without actually increasing your actual overall what do you call it, your actual skill itself. Not skill, but your actual certain category, without actually increasing your stat of firearm, stamina, or electronics. So I can show you that with this example here. So this in here, minor and major attributes. So this is burn resistance, cover, and stuff like that, and I have some mods on it, and that's about it. So check a look at this piece. This piece here actually gives me plus 3,189 skill power. Now that doesn't add 3,000 to the electronic score. It just gives it to your overall value up here. So see, it's going to increase mine from 14,800 to 18,000. See, now that's something you want to look for. So if you want to find armor pieces that actually go for exactly what you want. So if you're going all DPS, find armor pieces that major attribute just gives you a shitload of stuff for just your firearms power stat. So that's what you're going to want to do. Your I guess DPS is what it would be called, or weapon damage. I don't think you can actually get something for the overall DPS. I think what it will do as far as DPS goes, it'll say primary or assault rifle or marksman rifle increase or stuff like that, as well as health will actually just say health. So that's kind of interesting as well. And some things that I learned here. So let's take a look here. So this is what I had before. So I'm gonna put this piece back on. You're gonna see it drop, and I have 60,000 here. That's okay. That's pretty good. Now check this out. So I just put on this piece opposed to this one. So that's what I was looking at before. Now, of course, I did have another mod on here that increased it by another one, but I'm not gonna put that on right now. I guess I could. No, fuck it. I'll just leave it alone. So I had 135,000 roughly if I put that mod back on that one there. So now you look at my skills now. So 132,000, 46, and 18. Okay. So now if I go back the other way, now I have 124, 60,000, and still 18. But I'm all about DPS and doing a lot of damage, not necessarily skill power. Using my skill powers to help me do more damage. So I'm using the medical station thing that allows you to get your ammo back when you reload if it's activated and you're shooting within that. So that doesn't really... I use it to heal me as well, but I'm basically able to never run out of ammo if I do that. It's effectively giving me infinite amount of DPS if I never run out of ammo, right? Okay. So at the same time, is I don't need those abilities to last for a long time. I'm such a high DPS, the enemy should be dead before I actually need to reactivate my skill again. I should literally only need my skill maybe once, twice at the most in a particular battle, unless we're facing a really high-end boss. So that's how you're going to want to think about it if you're going to want to go to DPS route. And I know a lot of people do like the DPS route, so just feel free to copy what I'm doing here. So we're going to put this back on. This is going to jump it back up. Okay, we're going to go back down. Now, take a look here. So we're going to go over here. We're going to see if I put that on. Look at that. Look at my DPS now. 143,000. That's all DPS. See? Now you can follow this armor stat. I don't necessarily follow it. Now, armor and your stamina are two different things. So the actual armor you have, the higher armor stat you have, and you can view that by coming over here to the overview inventory screen, go over to character, and you can view all of your stuff by just scrolling down here. So let's see here. Weapons, see what we got here. Combat, damage, against elites, no, skill power. That's your actual skill power. Here it is right here. Survivability, max health. Here's your armor stat. So it mitigates whatever percent that your skill power is. I don't know how they actually calculate that percent, but this stat here, 3,476, is added up of all your armor pieces in the actual armor category. So I mitigate 48.69% weapon damage incoming at me, which is about half, which is pretty good if you think about it that way. But at the same time, that's adding up these stats here. So this plus that and plus all of them is where you get your armor stat from. So that's pretty cool. So now you're going to want to come over here and you can take a look at some of the other things. So mix and match. See what works with you. So this is how I don't go for what gives me the highest armor. So this is what I'm dealing with here. That's how I have the DPS that I have. So in doing so, I lowered my skill power by about 3,000 because, like I said, I'm not necessarily a skill power based, but I don't want to die either. So I need more health to be able to take more hits so that the skill power that I actually do use will be more effective. The more health I have, it heals me better and stuff like that. The other ability I use is Pulse to give me more critical hits. Now I realize I can make that even more effective, but I'm trying to do raw damage, not from my weapon DPS, not necessarily have effects and stuff like that, which you can do that too. And later on down the road, I'll get a bunch of armor pieces. As you can see, like these pieces right here, these 4 pieces don't even have any gear mod slots on them. So we'll get to those in a later point once I actually get good pieces. These are just a couple ones that I found that are actually decent that I can actually use for this build. So in doing so, I decreased my overall DPS by less than like 1,000, by like 200, because I was at 135. I increased my health stat from 4,500 or from 45,000 to now 51, and decreased my skill stat by like 3,200. So that's what happened. And then you can see my firearms here is only like 9 less than 3,000, which is really good. And my DPS is relatively good on all my weapons. I'm using this one here for this one. So there you go. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Right in the Eye here, coming to you guys today with some Tom Clancy's The Division teasers about the incursion that you can actually see on the map, and as well as how I set up my particular character with inventory and how I'm building my DPS. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.